With the COVID-19 pandemic, the job market shifted dramatically, throwing so many industries for a complete loop. And while many industries have sadly plummeted, others have seen a huge surge and increase because of the pandemic. Hello friends, it's AshleyStahl here, career and self-discovery expert, host of the U-Turn podcast, and author of the best-selling book, also named U-Turn. Get unstuck, discover your direction, design your dream career. As the labor force continues to recover and millions are trying to re-enter the workforce, people might be happy to hear that LinkedIn recently reported that there is a demand for workers from every background. But there are some industries going faster than others, and they're worth taking a look at. So let's go through 7 of the industries that are hiring like crazy in the wake of the pandemic. Number 1 is healthcare. Yeah, I know that one might be pretty obvious, but the pandemic has caused a sudden need for doctors and nurses in all things wellness. However, it also created the same demand for people who support these healthcare professionals. Since 2019, healthcare support staffing hiring has increased by more than 34%. Some of these jobs are medical assistants, pharmacy technicians, dental assistants, and home health aides. Also take note that companies at the intersection of healthcare and technology are booming. So if you're a techie or a communications person, maybe you want to pivot into working for an app that's on the rise in the healthcare or wellness space, or for companies with products like the Whoop wristband or Oura Ring that tracks your sleep quality. Number 2, e-commerce. As everyone sheltered in their home and retail businesses closed, the e-commerce space pretty much exploded, probably thanks to me alone for buying so many sweatsuits during the pandemic, honestly. But in particular, there's a huge need right now for professionals on the front lines of e-commerce. These are the people who support the growth and optimization of the .com sites for retailers and more. Year over year, hiring has increased for these roles by 73%. And as of now, while I'm filming this video in early 2022, there are more than 400,000 open jobs. Some of these jobs are more hands-on, such as drivers, supply chain associates, or package handlers, or even personal shoppers. Others are more corporate, like web developers. Number 3, workplace diversity. 2020 not only brought along the pandemic, but a much-needed revolution. Because of the protests inspired by the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, organizations around the world have had to finally, thankfully, face systemic racism and a lack of diversity in positions of power. Companies both large and small have turned to diversity experts to help bring new perspectives into their organizations, which feels so overdue and welcome. Hiring for workplace diversity roles has increased more than 90% since 2019. Some of those jobs are diversity managers, diversity officers, head of diversity, diversity coordinators. I think and hope it's going to stay on the rise. Number 4 is digital marketing. Needless to say, when the pandemic hit, everything went online, and even pre-pandemic, things were beginning to move onto the web. Because of this, the digital marketing industry has seen a steep increase in hiring. My online courses exploded. Companies now need to know how to market themselves on social media and on other platforms, and if they don't learn, they're surely going to fall far behind. Some of these jobs are digital marketing specialists, social media managers, marketing representatives, and even search engine optimization specialists. I've hired people in all areas for my own business. They are crucial and their skills are so needed. Number 5, loans and mortgages. Interest rates were at an historic low, plus the Paycheck Protection Program loans have been introduced. Because of these, loan experts have been busier than ever and so many companies are searching for new ones. In 2020, hiring for these jobs increased nearly 59% from 2019, and these openings are unique because roughly a quarter of loan officer postings mention remote work options. Some of these jobs are underwriters, mortgage loan officers, escrow officers, and loan closers. And one of my favorites, number 6, mental health specialists. As we know, the pandemic forced many people into isolation and loneliness, and with that, mental health problems have skyrocketed. Unfortunately, it's been reported that suicide rates are on the rise rampantly, and with these problems, the need for mental health specialists has grown by nearly 24% year over year. Some of these positions are behavioral therapists, mental health specialists, psychotherapists, coaches like me, and mental health technicians. My absolute favorite therapist in the world is Nicole Naupavar on Instagram as Therapy by Nicole. Highly recommend her if you need therapy because she works on Zoom and is epic at helping people with grief, trauma, depression, breakups, and so much more. And then there's number 7, Sales and business development professionals. In 2020, companies were forced to quickly adapt to the uncertain world and economy. Many jobs were lost, but there are some that help businesses with the bottom line and navigating through the pandemic. The need for sales and business development professionals has risen, growing from more than 45% between 2020 and 2019. Companies are in dire need of good salespeople to bring increased revenue into their company. Some of these jobs are sales consultants, sales operations assistants, inbound sales specialists, and strategic advisors. The economy and job market are recovering slowly but surely. And yet one thing's for sure, they'll never be the same as they were before the rise of COVID-19.